Okay, today's episode, we're going to have a heart to heart about something that's coming up. Probably it comes up more often than you would think it does. But it comes up in conversations with women who I talk to about their health and their weight loss and their goals and their struggles. It comes up all the time. And that is the doubts and fears that we have. And the doubts and fears that actually hold us back from investing in our health. And I know that you know what I'm talking about. It's those little voices that like whisper in your head, what if this doesn't work? Or I shouldn't spend money this way, or I'm really not worth this investment. I need to spend money on X, Y, Z, right? And it's usually other people, right? Or other things for other people. And so while that may seem harmless to think that way, it may seem selfless to think that way. It may feel like you're doing the right thing or you're being the good mom or whatever. Those thoughts really keep you stuck in a cycle that negatively impacts your physical health and your mental health, and it negatively impacts your family, all the people that you think you're prioritizing, and all the things you think you're prioritizing. When you're sacrificing yourself in this way, you're negatively impacting you and them. And so today, what I want to do is I want to dive into a little bit about why this happens and how you can stop it or break free from that cycle of thinking. Okay. So first, like why do we doubt ourselves, or why do we doubt um this worth that we have as it relates to investing in ourselves? One is straight up the fear of failure. We will say it's about the money, it's about the investment, but when I dig in with you, what I find is that one of the biggest reasons women hesitate to invest in their health is that they fear failure. And that is totally understandable, really. I mean, you think about it. We have tried diet after diet after diet. We've started exercise and workout plans. And we do that and we just end up right back where we started. Or oftentimes for us at this stage, we wind up worse off, right? And so it creates this mindset of, it's a waste because I'm going to fail, or why bother when something comes along like my 12-week MRS program that is an opportunity for you to actually enact change. You have a fear of putting in the time, the energy, and the money, thinking that you may not see results, and that can be paralyzing. So that fear of failure is part of why we do that. Okay. The other thing is self-worth issues. And I want to dig in a little bit here because I think it's kind of difficult for us to recognize this one, because I work with women who are successful, who come off as confident from the outside looking in. Other people would think that you have all your shit together. Oftentimes, these are leaders in corporations or higher education, in healthcare industries, doctors, attorneys, engineers, vice presidents of companies, deans, college professors, marketing gurus, business owners. So you say, no, I know I'm worth it, right? But deep down, a lot of women, and maybe you, I want you to think about this as it relates to you. You don't believe that you deserve to feel good or to be healthy. From years of putting other people first, whether it's your kids, your partners, work, whatever it is, that leads to this sense of self-worth being tied to how well we take care of other people, not ourselves. And so that's the mindset that makes it easy to justify not investing in your health, because you feel like it's selfish, or it's not the right time, or it's not necessary. I should be able to do it on my own. All of that is a self-worth issue. And it's part of why you struggle with investing in your health. A third reason is there's this comfort with the familiar. And I talk to women about this all the time. You've seen me talk about this in social media posts. I've done other episodes on this podcast around this topic. And change is hard. And we know that, but it's kind of hard to wrap our head around, right? So let's kind of dig into the thinking here. Even when change is for the better, because nobody can argue with the fact that if you lose weight to get healthy, that is a change that's for the better, right? But even when it's for the better, that's uncomfortable because change is uncomfortable. And so sticking with the familiar, even when it's unhealthy, that feels safer than venturing into the unknown. And I know when we talk about it this way, it kind of seems crazy. It's like, well, being unhealthy, not fitting in my clothes, being upset every time something doesn't fit, crying in the morning when I get out of the shower and walk past and I see my reflection, that does not feel comfortable, right? When you think about it that way. But in this sort of weird, backwards way, that is more comfortable because it's the known. That discomfort, that upset, that criticism with yourself, that's become familiar. And so you do have a comfort attachment with it. But that mindset keeps you in a rut where you're not happy with your health, but you're too afraid to make the leap to do something new, which takes an investment, right? The fourth reason is there's overwhelm oftentimes, and that creates this paralysis around making a decision. And so, with so many health and wellness options out there, so many weight loss plans and scams out there, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the amount of information. And if you, like most of you who I talk to, you start researching and trying to, figure stuff out for yourself, you realize that not only is there a ton of overwhelming information, but there's contradictory information, right? So you might worry about, choosing the wrong thing again, the wrong path, the wrong program, not having enough time to commit to it fully. The overwhelm can lead to decision paralysis. And sometimes when I talk with you, you have found the solution with me. We talk, and a lot of the reason behind having that conversation with me is because I need to dig in and get a clear picture and understanding of what's going on and where you want to get. What results do you want? And when I have a clear picture of that, I can tell you if what I do will help you. So you have found the solution, but you still are sitting in this overwhelm, and you allow that overwhelm to paralyze you. And you can't decide what's best. What I would encourage you to do is recognize that decision paralysis when it comes to investing in yourself is part of what's keeping you stuck. Stop overthinking it and go with your gut. When you talk with someone like me and you're like, yeah, I think this is what I need to do, go with your gut. Don't say, oh, I need to process this. Oh, I need to think about it. What is there to think about? You're letting that decision paralysis take over and keep you stuck. So big deal, you might say, like, what's the problem? Why does any of this matter? Well, because there are a lot of pitfalls. There are a lot of problems with you staying stuck. When you let doubts and fears keep you from investing in your health, you risk so much more than just missing out on weight loss and fitness goals. Because remember, you've heard me say it before, the weight loss and the fitness goals are just one small piece of what's going on. There's so much more to this journey. And when you let doubts and fears hold you back, and you don't invest, you're missing out on all those other things. So, for example, some of you already come to me with health issues or the beginnings of health issues or a family history of health issues. And the longer you put off making the healthy change that you know you need to make, the more likely you're going to develop those health issues or worsen those health issues. Things like high blood pressure, diabetes, chronic pain. Those are just a few of the super common ones that you tell me about. And if you're not already dealing with those conditions, you have a family history of those. And at the age that we're getting to, I'm in my 50s, you know that your risk of dealing with those struggles is just increasing by the day, by the month, by the year. And these conditions don't just impact your physical health either. That's a big part of it, but that's not the only issue. They can also take a real toll on your mental health and your well-being. So often I talk to women who tell me that the worry about their diabetes or their high blood pressure takes up so much mental space and stresses them out that they're also anxious and or depressed even. So it's not just about the worsening physical health issues, it's also about the deteriorating mental health. Lower self-esteem is another huge reason that you don't want to let these doubts and fears keep you from investing in your health. Every time you choose not to invest in yourself, you reinforce the idea that you're not worth it. And when you give power to that lack of self-worth, it just grows. It manifests and it grows. And it leads to this vicious cycle of self-esteem that's really low, where you feel less and less capable of making positive change in your life. The third thing, and I'm going to move on to tips about how to break out of this after this one, but this one is really near and dear to my heart. And that is the missed opportunity for living in joy, truly living in joy. When you're not feeling your best, it is so hard to fully enjoy life, whether it's playing with your kids or your grandkids, or simply having the confidence in your own skin to go out and take advantage of being active and being present and enjoying life in the way that you deserve to enjoy it. All of those are missed opportunities. And I'm here to tell you, if you are close to my age, you better start thinking about the fact that the window is not opening, it's closing. And what I mean by that is not to be morbid, but we better start taking advantage of every opportunity to live this life as fully and as much enjoy as we possibly can, because those days, months, and years are numbered, and we're using them up every day. And so every day that you aren't feeling your best and you miss out on the opportunity to enjoy life is another day you've wasted and that you're never going to get back. So, what are some ways that you can overcome these doubts and you can actually invest in your health? Well, reframe your mindset. Instead of thinking about investing in your health as a risk, as a, well, what if I fail? Think about it as a gift to yourself. You're not just spending money or time. You're giving yourself the opportunity to feel better, to live longer, and to enjoy life more fully, right? So reframe your mindset. And what does it take for you to get to that place in your head where you can see this as a gift to yourself rather than a sacrifice or something that you're taking away from others? Start small too. You don't have to overhaul your whole life overnight, right? When you get to the point where you're having a call with me, you are you're struggling and you have a desire to get healthy, and you're in a place where you're ready to invest. But even when you are ready to jump in with me, I do not have our 12-week clients overhaul everything all at once. There's no way that that's sustainable. So even once you get into my 12-week program, you're starting relatively small, bigger than you could start on your own, but relatively small. And if you are not someone who has had a conversation with me, or you're not ready to have a conversation with me about that 12-week program, start small on your own. Manageable steps to build your confidence is what you need to do. The women who are in right now, I'm running a 3-day free Banish the Bloat challenge, and I've given them a 4-step protocol, 4 simple steps for them to use for 3 days. That's the kind of manageable action plan that I'm talking about that you can take to build your confidence. And if you're not in that challenge with me, reach out to me. If you're in my free community on Facebook, my total wellness community, there are lots of resources that give you manageable, actionable steps that will help you get a good result in a short period of time and build your confidence. So doing something like that, taking a 10-minute walk each day, just making it a point to drink more water today. These are small changes that can add up to some progress. And when you start small, you build that confidence, like I said, and then you can get ready to talk with me about taking a little bit bigger step in joining my MRS program. Seeking support. Speaking of joining my MRS program, surround yourself with a supportive community. Join my total wellness community where there are 6,000 plus women at the time of the recording of this episode who are all like-minded, who all have a desire to be healthy. Whether it's your friends, your family, a group of like-minded women like my total wellness group, having a support system can really help you stay motivated, start to be a little more accountable, and that can make it easier for you to stick to the goals that you have. That's a big part of what we provide in our 12-week program is the support. It's the strategy and the support. Without support, and I would argue if you want to make a real transformation, you need expert professional support like the coaching that I provide. But you can start by getting yourself in communities with women who are like-minded and have that same health focus. Number four, focus on the long-term benefits. Instead of getting caught up in short-term results, which I know it's easier said than done, but you also have to focus on the long-term benefits of investing in your health. Think about how good you will feel 3 months from now, 6 months from now, if you start today. At the time of this recording, it's getting close to the end of August. Women who are starting my 12-week program right now are going to be 20, 25 pounds less fat on their body, have 25 pounds of fat gone, have more energy, have more confidence by the holiday season this year, just a few months down the road. So think about how good would you feel if you're listening to this at the time this episode is recorded and published, how good will you feel by the time the new year rolls around? Instead of saying, oh my gosh, again, I've got to make a New Year's resolution to go on a diet, you'll already have made that much progress. And think about how good that will feel. Think about how much more you'll be able to enjoy the holidays, enjoy your family, enjoy life when you invest in being healthier. And then my fifth and final tip is you've got to challenge your own negative thinking. When doubts and fears creep in, challenge them. Ask yourself, is this really true? Or is this just a thought that's creeping into my head because of past experience? Remind yourself that you deserve to feel good, that investing in your health is one of the best ways to ensure a bright and healthy and long future. So it's time, it really is time to stop letting fears and doubts hold you back. Right now I'm having, this is, really top of mind for me because I'm having so many conversations with you in the private messages and DMs on Facebook and Instagram. I'm having so many calls with those of you who are inquiring about working with us in our 12-week program. And so many of you are letting doubts and fears hold you back that I just had to come in here and hit this home and talk to you about why that's happening, give you an opportunity to reflect on that and give you some tips that I hope these tips were helpful today for you breaking out of that kind of really detrimental, negative thought pattern. Okay. Your health is worth the investment. You're worth the investment. So just do it, damn it. Thanks for spending time with me today. If you have questions, you always know you can reach out to me, and I'll see you right back here next time.